Alright my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew and I just watched all the 5080 reviews and my gosh man, I thought you guys told me that AMD was disappointing for not bringing out a high-end card this generation. Well, it appears they don't really need to because they already have one that is, like I said before, still competitive. This is going to be an interesting generation, my friends, because I'll be able to literally use AMD's fluid motion frames too, stacked on top of AMD's fluid motion frames, which actually is very convincing, very good. Like I'm definitely, if I was a casual gamer, I don't think I'd be able to tell the difference, and image quality looks good. Now, obviously the ray tracing is still going to be an issue when it comes to the 7900 XTX versus like the 40s versus any NVIDIA card. And that will start to show its face, later as more and more games start getting built with ray tracing in mind. That definitely is going to, that definitely is going to be a problem. It just depends on the different levels of the ray tracing that these developers put in there. I know that games like Star Wars Outlaws and Avatar, Indiana Jones, these games still perform pretty well with the forced ray tracing on the AMD card, so I'm not too worried about that. But this does leave the question for when the 5080 Ti comes out. Like, are they going to add more VRAM to it? What are they going to do? And guys, I'm definitely at a place right now where it's like, look, I need the card for I need to buy the card for content. I think it's going to be very interesting to play around with that and kind of compare it to my AMD experience. I think that's going to be freaking awesome, to be completely honest with you guys. I'm actually feeling pretty optimistic about it. Like, it is slightly better, so I mean it should in theory give me the same uptick that I had with the 7900 XTX over the 4080 Super, and that's pretty much like it's like these things are like all vying for that one little spot. There's actually games out there that the 7900 XTX actually beats the 5080, and I kind of figured that was going to be the case a while back. And this is crazy, guys. This is crazy to see that NVIDIA is so far ahead in the market share, the mind share, all of that they are so far ahead that they would literally pull this type of stunt and be like, what does it matter? We're going to give you the same power. I mean, like, do we necessarily need more power? Because I mean, NVIDIA is basically saying, no, you don't need it. And then we still have the wild card, which is the 9070 XT. When the 9070 XT comes out, and that is at a performance level of 7900 XT, that's like, whoo, man. And if that really did come in at like $500, that's an incredible card. Like, we're going to go back and we're going to look at 4070 Super versus the 5070, and it's probably going to be like the same, maybe like 6% faster, just like this one was. And then you look at the 5070 Ti, which is going to be maybe like 5 to 6% faster than what the 4070 Ti is. And then you look at that and you're like, what the freak is going on with NVIDIA? It's like, why are they keeping us? The whole point of new card generations is to give us more power. To be completely honest with you guys, this is my honest thought about this. I don't think we should be getting GPU updates every 2 years anymore. I honestly think that they should do this every 4 years. Every 4 years, they bring out a new GPU. They let the market get saturated with those older cards. They keep making them. They lower the price toward the end. Then they bring out the new card. They charge their more money. They bring more actual freaking stuff to the cards. I know that sounds weird, but if we're really truly at a point where Moore's Law is dead and we just can't keep doubling the performance, there really is no point in like continuing to mass build this stuff if there's no real reason to do that. I mean, power consumption is higher. It's like 30% higher, and it's only 8 freaking I mean, it's only 8% better than the 7900 XTX, but you know, and it does, at least it still comes in under power. So we're going from like 330, you know, to where I'm at like 403 on my AMD 7900 XTX. I know that a lot of the reviewers out there are making jokes and saying that this card is very disappointing, but you know what, guys? It really just goes to show that like gamers, I don't think are really at the forefront of AMD or NVIDIA anymore. I think that they've flown into this AI thing so hardcore, and they've literally put us on the back burner. When you saw what DeepSeek just literally did to NVIDIA stock prices, like that's scary, man. I don't think that they can afford to really pull away from gamers. They need that foundation, they need that base, and I really do think that NVIDIA or AMD should, you know. But here's the thing: why should AMD bring out a higher rated card? They don't really need to at this point. Like this is still, the 7900 XTX is still competitive. I think that they should honestly keep selling the 7900 XTX and 7900 XT, lower the prices a little bit, and bring FSR4 to them. I guarantee you that those cards are still going to be incredible freaking cards. You know, run them at like 750, you know, like 757, and then bring in your new card, your 9070 XT at like 600 bucks. 600 bucks. And still give people the option, you know, for the higher VRAM models. That would definitely go a lot further for AMD than trying to sweep them under the rug or anything like that, because I personally like the 7000 series. I've been super happy with my AMD experience, and this is crazy, my friends. Oh man, how long ago did I make that video? Oh wow, the AMD 7900 XTX is literally gonna compete with the 5080. It looks like I was right, man. That's crazy. That's crazy to think that, like, wow, I made a good choice with the 7900 XTX, guys. And you know, as long as ray tracing is not really a big thing for you, I think that, see, here's the thing, man. It's like ray tracing, sometimes it definitely adds more to the overall image quality, but then sometimes it just takes away so much performance that it's like, it's not even worth it. So you just turn it off. And you know, like, you find yourself in a position to where, like with the 7900 XTX, you're getting 24 gigs of VRAM. So you're not going to need anything like that. You just have, you know, the brute force to like literally play your games and have a good time. It really is because of the games that I play that really made the AMD 7900 XTX an easy choice. I had a lot of VRAM. I love open world games, and it just did very, very well. Like, obviously there's some outliers to where the 4080 Super was doing great, but man, that card I just was like, yeah, I didn't need what it delivered at the time. You know, now having an NVIDIA card is a little bit more important, just due to the fact that more games are being forced to use ray tracing, and you know, I do think that they are going to perform a lot better on the NVIDIA side. So it's definitely worth keeping on with one of those cards going forward, and being able to switch it out and play them. But I can pretty much guarantee you that I'll still have the 7900 XTX in the PC a lot more. So, all right, my friends, I need all of you NVIDIA meanies that come and say all your weird stuff to take back all your mean and hurtful things about AMD, and tell and start saying that, hey man, AMD cares, NVIDIA doesn't care, because they give you 24 gigs of VRAM for the same money. No, I'm just joking. All right, guys, have fun. We'll see you in the next one.